Welcome to ComSpark TV. Today we are live in Columbus, Ohio with the Vice President of Software Engineering for Cardinal Health, Sanjay Chhabria. I'm Steve Gruetter. I'm on the Executive Host Committee of ComSpark, and I'll be your guest host today. Sanjay, thanks for joining us today.
Well, it's been my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on being on the list. Absolutely,
Great.
as the one of the tech power players here in the Central Ohio community. So, obviously, we've known each other quite a while. I'd like to dig into what your motivations and your passions are. What excites you the most professionally about what you're doing now?
Yeah. That's a good question, Steve. I have, over the past 30 years or so, really enjoyed creating teams and building teams to solve business problems. Now, those problems typically have had a technology component to it, but I really have enjoyed back from my BMW days and now at Cardinal, really bringing people together from my network, outside my network, really get together and work with them, roll my sleeves up, and build an organization. And that has been very rewarding professionally, but even personally. I had some great relationships, great friendships built over decades now. And that has been really rewarding for me. And really also helping some of the newer team members who are starting out now early in my career and kind of paying it back, if you will, as some people paid it forward for me back then when I was starting up. And that's a really good feeling to see people grow up kind of in front of your eyes now. Right? Kind of shows you my age right now, but that's what I really find.
Well, 30 years ago, you started when you were 4,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So workforce development obviously is a big part of what Cardinal does as well. So I'm sure it increased the culture very well. So,
absolutely.
So as you're building your teams together, can you tell us about some of the more fun projects that you're involved in currently? Anything that's in particular exciting?
Yeah, the one that I am really engaged right now, actually been engaged for the last 4 years now. It's a long journey because it's really creating a new platform for a pharmaceutical business at Cardinal Health. And our pharmaceutical business is now north of $100 billion in revenue. So it is a large business unit. And Cardinal has been acquiring companies, and that's been our growth strategy for a long time. But now, we're really investing in bringing all of these various business units to a common platform. And my role is a key role in building that infrastructure and that platform, which is super rewarding, super exciting, super complex,
Sure.
super stressful at times. But again, that is kind of what I've been engaged in the last 4 years now. It's a journey that will continue for another 3 years. So it's a long program, and the fun part is, again, building that team together. But also right now, kind of I pivot a little bit on, technology has been changing so rapidly
Yes, sir.
now, right? So it's really taking the advantage of this opportunity that Cardinal has given us and my team, is to say, how can we use some of the new paradigms, right? Moving to the cloud. Using Agile on such a large scale is a challenge, and we're trying to innovate through that. Using some of the new integration technologies, using big data. So really getting a chance to build the foundation with some of the new opportunities that technology offers us, and that's super exciting.
Talking a bit about that, let's go deeper on that subject. You got the big data aspect, the infrastructure, the cloud aspect, security aspect, always, right? Especially for what you do. What has been the challenges that you've had to overcome? Has there been, talk about maybe some success stories of something that was a roadblock and you overcame it?
Yeah, one of the things was for such a large program, you typically use waterfall, and
Sure.
it's a fairly big ERP implementation. So we've had to transition our team to start thinking differently about doing Agile versus waterfall, and that has been a challenge at times. But I think now that we're about 8 months into it, we're seeing the benefits of it. Things are moving faster. Things are moving at much higher speed and velocity. And I think people are turning around now, saying, yeah, this is a way you can even do large projects with this approach. So that's been it was tough getting going, especially the change management aspect was really hard, and getting people's minds this way. But it's again super rewarding to see the impact and see people changing their mindset towards it. That's one. The other piece is just around using the cloud, and we are actually moving forward with Google. And some of the challenges we're facing is things are moving so fast in the cloud, whether it's Google or the other providers, that just trying to keep up with the new opportunities available is actually fun. But on the other hand, the new implication now has been managing cost. As we deploy servers in the cloud, being very cognizant of when you turn them off and turn them off is super important.
When you're dealing
and that's
with
a skill set,
hyperscalers.
especially at that level, right? At that level of servers and that level of infrastructure we're building. And we are not, our developers and our teams are not used to thinking about that way. So there's tremendous opportunity because things are going much faster in building a server. You can do it in minutes rather than weeks now. But the keeping a mindset about the cost implications is not something we're used to. So again, we're trying to build that muscle. I think it'll serve us very well in the future. But right now, it's different. It's challenging.
Sure. We've seen a lot of where the technology teams have got to be more closely aligned with the business aspects of it, and you give a great example right there. So moving forward to that is, as you are thinking about how to change the work when it comes to relation to the cloud, how to change the work in relation to velocity, what are you seeing as what moves to the future is how the work will change?
Yeah, that's something that I think keeps us all awake. Just figure out what's the future is going to hold. I mean, in the 30 years, the last 5 years, I think I've seen more change than I saw in the first 25 years, frankly. Mm-hmm. And it's going at hyper speed, and it's still pretty cloudy as to what are we going to need in the future. But one thing that kind of stands out to me is with all the automation happening, whether it's robotics, whether it's RPA and all that kind of stuff, is really there's so much data being produced. I think the people who are going to be successful are going to be able to know how to navigate through all that data and make sense out of it for the business. And whether it's tools are going to be available or some new solutions are going to come up, because we're collecting data at such a rapid pace, but making sense out of it, whether it's through AI or ML or any other techniques, right? That is going to be, I think, the challenge for the future worker, I believe. So that's from a technical perspective. Obviously, everyone is going to have to become more technical savvy than we all are or have been. But the other piece is, I think, just the human aspect, the communication skills, the leadership skills, I think become even more important as the mundane tasks kind of go away. Really being able to connect with people, influence people, the softer skills. Those are going to be hard to replace by a robot, right? So I think that's going to become, I think our focus on making sure our workforce is developing that a higher EQ rather than IQ is probably we're going to have to pay, I think, more emphasis on that.
I don't think anything is ever going to replace communication skills in that run.
Well said, yes.
All right. So thank you very much, Sanjay, for joining us today. For signing off from ComSpark.tech, be sure to look at ComSpark.tech for more information on the Central Ohio Tech Power Players event coming up on November 12th. Thank you.